Hello, I am Professor Hamilton Simelane from the University of Zululand in South Africa, and at the moment I'm also the chairman of the African Working Group on Gender and Climate Change, and that is particularly the topic or theme we are dealing with today and tomorrow here in Nairobi. What we are concerned about is the issue of Africa's negotiation in the different international fora on the issue of climate change. And what has developed over the years is the importance of gender in the negotiations for Africa in the different COP which we have had over the years. What we have discovered actually, especially around 2013, was that much as women, children, and the youth in general are also affected and impacted upon negatively by the issue of climate change, they rarely appear in the international discussions on those items and issues which need to be attended to for purposes of trying to change the situation or the impact of climate change so that they can be able to survive the traumas of climate variability and climate change. So what we decided to do in 2013 in Addis Ababa was to form an African Working Group on Gender and Climate Change. The main purpose of the group actually was simple, to try to improve the African voice in the negotiations on climate change. This was particularly after we realized that the African negotiators, much as they were trying their best, they did not have enough data or information or input on issues of gender and climate change. So with the aim of trying to assist our African negotiators, we always come together to try and put together different items which we think will be useful to them when they negotiate the African position on gender and climate change. Presently, as we are here in Nairobi, Kenya, what we are doing is to prepare for the AGN, especially the items which have got to do with gender and climate change. So what we want to produce at the end of the day is a gender submission which we shall transmit to the AGN, which is the African Group of Negotiators, and which we hope they will use in their negotiations in the international fora. We are very much concerned by the fact that while some of the gender issues from different parts of the world have received a lot of attention, the African narrative has more or less been neglected. So we are hoping that with the input we will be making today, we will be able to arm our African negotiators on the issue of gender and climate change. It must be realized that when we talk in terms of gender and climate change, we are actually talking about a development issue. We are saying if we are to make a meaningful impact on the issue of climate change and climate variability, most or if not all African groups should be attended to so that their situations can be improved. And if we are not able to integrate all the groups in society, then our efforts on climate change and how we can actually combat it are going to be very difficult to bring about positive changes. So that is the main issue today for the group I'm with and the group I'm representing today. I'm hoping that by the end of the day today, we will be able to produce a draft submission to AGN on gender and climate change.